What is going on, guys? This is Xatter here, back again with another mod review, guys. I hope you guys had a great New Year's, bringing in the new year and all that. I do want to apologize, guys, that I haven't been making a video recently. I know it's been about 2.5, going on 3 weeks. I just been real busy with work, and then I got sick. And I'm just trying to spend more time with my girlfriend that I can, and also that there really isn't that much content coming out at the moment. I have seen some stuff though that uh, is very promising, so I will make a review on it as soon as it will be released, but I'm not sure when that will be. The truck today we are going to take a look at is it's a Peterbilt 379. Now I know we've done a 379 before, but this is a different one that is on one of the mod groups that I'm in. I will leave a link in the description to the mod group where you guys can go and join it. Uh, and all you have to do is just type in the search bar Peterbilt 379 a version 2.5, and this should be the first one that comes up. Um, it does say in in the description of the post that there's more credits in the README file, but when you download the file and you extract the file, I didn't find any README. I even extracted it to my desktop and still didn't find one. But I will give some credit to the 5 people that the person that posted it in the group itself. So Viper 2, Pinga, Siberius, Creechbomb, and Mindset 01. They helped with this. Those are new credits that helped with it. I don't know any of the old ones. I really wish I did. So if you happen to stumble upon this mod review, please let me know if you helped out with it, and I will definitely put you in the description below as help. Some new stuff to the truck. There's a day cab version. There is 3 new chassis, new fenders, fixed blinking on the hood. So that would be down here. A lot of textures. Moved hood mirrors forward. So that's what was in the post. I'm just going off what I see in the post. So that is that. Now, this is there's another special treat with this truck, and we will get into that starting right now. So we go into the customization. So we go to the cabin. So we have the sleeper right here, as you can see. Then we have the day cab. So this is what was added, was a day cab version. We go over to the chassis. We have a 6x4, which is the standard, as you can clearly see here. We have a 6x4L, so this is a 6x4L. I'll get to this next one, and then we have an 8x4L with the lift axle. So you can see that, so you can do your heavy haul. Now, the way whenever I click on this last chassis, like I said, it is a surprise, but it's going to be looking weird for the moment. But we will do some customizations later on, a little bit later on, and it will look a lot better. So the other chassis is the 12x6 lift axle. Now you're probably wondering, 12x6, well, what is that? What is it? Well, as you can see there, it does add 2 lift axles. So you do have a steer axle and a normal push axle, plus there's 2 standard push axles. So it will have more power, and then, I mean, you could put the sleeper on here if you want to, but it will clip through the front axle, the steer axle. So I would highly recommend, if you do choose this chassis, to stick with the day cab. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do this chassis, have something a little different. I haven't really seen too much of this in game. I know people that make their own mods and keep them private, don't really do stuff like post them. They can do that, and I've seen it before, but I haven't actually tested one out for myself, and it actually works out really well. So moving on to the engines. So we will start up here. We have the Cat C13 380. We have the Cat C15 375. The Cummins 444 series. The Caterpillar Cat C15 450. The Cummins N14 435. We have the Cat 3406E 475. We have the PACCAR MX13 485. We have the Caterpillar C15 500 horsepower. The Cummins N14 525. The Cat 3406 550, the Cummins 444 series 520 horsepower. Then we have the Cat C15 550. Then we have the Cummins N14 600 chipped, which is 605 horsepower. Then we have the Cummins N14 Select Plus 435. We have the Select Plus 460. We have a Cummins ISX12, a PACCAR MX13 455 horsepower. The Cummins N14 Select Plus 525, PACCAR MX13 again with the 500 horsepower. Then we have the Cummins ISX15 with a 550 horsepower, the Cummins ISX15 600 horsepower, the Caterpillar C15 625, and the Cummins N14 Select Plus chipped 610 horsepower. I'm going to go with that engine. I have tested it out and it does sound really nice. So whenever we do get to that point in the review, as always, I will always drive around, so you guys will definitely hear that if you have not already seen this mod for yourself. So it does sound really, really well. Moving over to the transmissions, we have a lot of transmissions to choose from. So starting off, we have the Eaton 4 RTLO 13 speed with a retarder. We have the Eaton 4 RTLO 18 speed. I believe it has the retarder in it. I'm not too sure. We have the Ultra Shift Plus OD plus retarder, 3.9 gear ratio. We have the Ultra Shift Plus OD retarder with a 410. It's a 13 speed, so these are both 13 speeds. Then we have the RT 10 speed, DD, I believe it's Detroit Diesel. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. It's 3.55. Then we have a 10 speed with a 373. We have another 10 speed with a retarder this time with a 355. Then we have the 10 speed with a retarder with a 373 and a 10 speed with retarder with a 390. And we have the 10 speed with retarder with a 410. Then we have another 10 speed with the retarder, which is another 373, which is about the same as this one. But as you can see, that the ratios right here are different. I'm not too sure exactly what they are, but you can see the difference there. So be very careful when choosing that. I just wanted to point that out there. I actually just noticed it myself, but the numbers are different. I'm not too sure exactly what the first numbers are, but the differential is the same, but the front numbers, I guess that's how much torque or how much power they produce from the transmission. And we have another 10 speed with a 390. Once again, you gotta go back and look up here and see the difference. So we have the Ultra Shift 10 speed with retarder with 410. Then we have a RTLO 13 speed with a 358. We have a 13 speed with a 373. We have a 13 speed with a 342. A 13 speed with a 358. Once again, you can see the two differences there underneath the mouse, or above the mouse actually. We have another 13 speed with a 373, another 13 with a 390, RTOO 13 speed 410. Then we move over to, well, we still have the 13 speed, so we have the Eaton 4 RTOO 13 speed. Then we have the Ultra Shift Plus overdrive with retarder 325 13 speed. We have a 336 Ultra Shift Plus overdrive with retarder, another 13 speed. Ultra Shift Plus OD retarder with 342. So there's a lot of different transmissions that you can go through and pick, and I'm not actually going to go through them all because those will just sound quite boring, to be honest. But there are differences between them. You just have to look for yourself on that. But I will finish. I'm not going to continue with the 13. Well, there's only 2 left, so we might as well just do it. We have the Ultra Shift Plus OD with retarder with another 358 and then a 373. Then we have the 18 speed 325, 340, 355, 373, 410, 430. We go back again with the 390. Oh, actually, should be up here more, not behind the 430 or the 410. Then we have the retarder ones with the 340, 355, 373, the 390, the 410. So you can see that difference there. The 390 without the retarder should actually be moved up here. But if you do want the 430, and unfortunately it does not come with a retarder, so if you do want the 430, you will have to deal with it without one. But I do like having a retarder in there, so I will do the 410. The Ultra Shift 18 overdrive plus retarder, 400 or 4.10 pushing on the differentials there. So I will choose that. Moving over to the interior, you just have the day cab. As you can see, they they messed up a little bit on that. Now it's still a work in progress, so you will have to be mindful of that. But you can see that this will be fixed later on, so don't worry about that. I will say though, you do have to have the creations pack with the steering wheels, or else you will have to just be stuck without one. So if you don't have it, I would highly suggest you go and purchase it. Moving over to the paint jobs, now there's not much to go on here with the paint, so we'll check it out. So we do have clear white, olive green, velocity red, amber yellow, mystery blue, black star, graphite gray. We have custom color, which we could choose. We'll go up here. We could choose any color that we want. Now I do want to point out here, find a darker color. All right, so you can see here with these reds, more of a pinkish red, that the front half is slightly brighter, or more brighter, I should say, than the fenders itself. So I did want to point that out there, in case any of you say that I missed that or whatever. I did want to point that out, that that is messed up, that that does need to be fixed. And then we have the Peterbilt official red, so you can see that there. Then we have the custom metallic color, which we will go through, and I will show you that it all works. So there's the first one. Do the second one, and we will do the white one, which you can see, zoom in right here, right underneath the window, that it does work. So the custom metallic does work, and so do all the other paint jobs. Like I said, I did want to point out again the difference between the fender color and the cab itself, and also the straps for the tank. So let's see, what kind of color do I want to go with? Go with that one. Keep that and use. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit darker. Yeah, I like that better. Alright, so now finally moving over to the accessories. There's a good heap of accessories. So we will start on the top here. So on the top we have the exhaust. So we have the standard exhaust, which you could see there. We have the big pipes flat top chrome, the big pipes flat top paint, which they match the fender paint and not the cab paint. So I also wanted to point that out. We have the long pipes with the heat shield. It says Peterbilt on the side. Long pipes with heat shield, no logo. So it just is blank. Short pipes with heat shield. Then we have the short pipes with heat shield and no logo. So those are all the exhausts that you could choose from. Personally, I do like the standard exhaust. I personally do like those the best. Moving on to, that's the exhaust still. Horns. So we have two different horns that we could choose from. So we do have the 379 two horns. So you can pick the two horns there, or you do have the option to have four. So it does have all four, which is very nice. Under here we do have a beacon, so you can put the beacon on here. So here's the first one, and it does fit nicely over the horns, so nothing is clipping through, which I think is really nice. Maybe in the back a little bit, but other than that, it does seem to fit on there pretty nicely. So there's the first one, which is the clear light bar, and then we have the yellow one, as you can see there. I'm going to go with the clear one. Moving on down, we do have cabin lights, so we do have the 5 roof lights. So there's the 5 bullet lights there, and then we have the 7 bullet lights, which if you do add those, they do fit in between the horns, so nothing, like I said, really clips. Maybe just touching it, but it doesn't clip through it like other mods that I've seen. And we can turn on the lights to show that they do work. Beacon's a little hard to see, but it does work. Alright, we'll turn that off. Over on the side here, we have the main mirrors. We do have chrome, and then we have painted ones. So you can see the painted ones there. Unfortunately, they're not exactly like the chrome ones. I wish they were. I wish these were just painted, but unfortunately they're not, and we cannot add any lights onto them, such as like the lollipop turn signals. But maybe that'll come in the future updates, and Viper did help with this. Maybe that could be something later on down the road. Moving on down to the sun visor, once again, I will say it's still in beta, so there's still going to be obviously some bugs that do need to be fixed. And as you can see here, the Chrome sun visor, luxurious, is for the Peterbilt 3, or I'm sorry, the 579, but it is pictured here, but it does need to be fixed. But this is the standard one for the truck. We do have the visor bow tie style chrome. We have the Sun Shield 1, and then we have the Sun Shield 2. So you can see the differences there. And I'm going to go with this one here. I'm going to go with the Sun Shield 2. Moving down to the front, we have logo. So we have 3 different logos that could be on the side. So we do have the Peterbilt logo for the 379, which is just the logo on the side there. It says 379 under it. The Peterbilt logo flags. And then we have the Pride in Class logo, which you can see there. I'm going to go with that one, just to have more of a classic look to it. Over on the side here with the filters, we do have 4 different filters to choose from. So we will start off, we'll start off with the normal filter chrome that comes with the truck, you can see there. Then we have the filter chrome 2, which has the 3 lights. Then we have the filter paint and the filter paint 2. So you can see all the differences there. So I'm going to actually go with the standard filter chrome. I don't want to have too much paint up here, so I want to do kind of balance it out a little bit with the chrome and the paint. So I will choose the filter chrome air cleaners. Or, well, obviously they are filters, but moving on, we do have some bug shields up here. So I'm not sure exactly what that says. It looks like it's in Russian, but we do have the bug shield there. Then we have the bug shield chrome and the bug shield chrome inside the filters there, like that. I'm just going to go with the standard bug shield chrome. I know the 379 typically would normally have one that is glass like that, so I will pick that. The side mirrors are already on the hood, and they have been moved up. Instead of being actually on the hood up here, they're actually on the grill. So I still don't like them. I still think they look funny to me personally, but so I am going to take those off, but they do come standard on the truck. If you do want to just leave them on there, you can, but I personally don't like them, so I do take them off. Moving on down here, we do have the light bar. So we have the light bar chrome, which is actually for the cabin sleeper, as you can see there, that it does go down the side. So if you do have the sleeper, that will work. And then you have the light bar chrome day cab, so it just does the front part. I do wish it was customizable where you could have your own lights, but they aren't bad, so just leave them on there. Moving on down to the grill, so we have 3 different grills. We have the grill with the 15 bars with the black mesh behind it. We have the grill with the 7 bars and black mesh. And then we just have the grill with the black mesh. And personally, I'm going to pick that. I think that looks the best, in my opinion. Moving on down here, we do have the front lights. So we have 5 different lights to choose from. So we have the old 379 style. You can see there. Put the lights on. You can see the headlights there. We have the Outlaw Custom style. You can see there we have the Ferro Pedro, which I believe that's how you pronounce that. So you do have the normal circle headlights up there, and the turn signals are on the bumper. We have the Ferro Custom, which has the headlights actually on the bumper underneath the turn signal. And then we have another Ferro Custom, which adds them up top. Personally, I do like these ones the best. I do think they look really nice with this truck, so I will pick those ones. Moving on down to the bumper, we have 4 different bumpers to choose from. So standard with is the Texas bumper with the guides, so you can see that there. But they did take out the Texas front license plate there. I believe it was the Rebel flag on the license plate, so they did take that out there. I don't know if for controversy or just because they didn't like it. whatever it may be, it is not there. But you can pick this one. It does have the low beam lights down there, or they may be high beam. I'm not too sure. But it does have the bumper guides on there, and you can see that the little lights on top, they do work, which is nice. We have the standard bumper, we have a chrome bumper, and then we have the heavy bumper, like that. So if you do want to do a heavy haul, but personally with this front grille and this, it doesn't look too, I guess you would say, authentic or prototypical. So I'm going to go with the chrome bumper. It's just my personal preference. Now you can add stuff onto it, but unfortunately there is no option to have. I don't believe there's no option to have it. Oh yes, there is. All right, so we do have the bumper guides there. You could add on. I do have Vipers 389 in, so some of the stuff obviously will work on here. So these do work, which is very nice. So you do have the custom bumper guides there, and down below, scroll all the way back up. I will add on the side bumper markers. Once again, it's just a personal preference of mine. Down below, we could add the, actually we will add on the round marker lights down here, like so. And one other thing I did want to point out too that I've noticed with this truck, that I wish other trucks would do, and I do have this, well actually we'll go up here. It's actually up here, here we go. So we do have the oversized load placards, that you can get off the Steam Workshop. Other trucks that I've would like to have them on the bumper, it's actually behind the bumper. I'm not sure why that is. And when I saw these in here, I was like, oh, well, let's see if it'll actually work. And it does actually work very nicely. So you can put oversize on here if you wanted to, like that. I will say whenever you do spawn in, like actually buy the truck, it will put your license plate about somewhere in here, right above this light. And in here, and I did have, when I did this before, I did have the oversize up here, but it like clipped through the license plate, so I ended up moving it down one. So I do like to have the oversize load, so instead of it's just saying oversize, do that, and then we will take this away. Ooh, like that, so it will say oversize load, which I think is really nice. I do like that a lot, especially since this is kind of an extreme heavy haul setup that we do have going on. But back on down to the bumper, you can, if you wanted to, you could add, I don't believe I have it in though. No, but if you do somehow, you could add beacons in if you wanted to, or lights up top. I do have this, but it doesn't really work too well. So anyway, moving on and change the tire here. Nothing really special. I did notice that this 521 tire did come with this truck, because I do not have this truck at all, or I would have done a review on it. I do know you have to purchase it, so I'm guessing the person that helped edit it, or someone did, they suggested to put these wheels in there, but I wouldn't personally choose them. But it is nice that they are here in case you do have an old school truck that you wanted to throw these wheels on there. You could do so. But anyway, I will put on the Alcoa Disc Heavy Wide. This is by Viper. So I will do this real quick, as fast as I can. Trying not to take up too much time. And then we have the Bridgestone for Alcoa Heavy Wide. So we'll do that there. Moving down the side here, we have the front step. So we do have chrome step number 1, front step chrome, which is nice. We have painted step number 1, and then we have painted step 2, just like that. So you can have this, but like I said, if you do choose a setup, this axle will actually clip through the tank, so it doesn't really look all too right. But we can get rid of the steps up front, which is okay. If we go back to the tanks, we do have 5 different tanks to choose from. Now I did also want to point out that the straps for these tanks don't really fit all the way around, so they're kind of just hung in there. I guess you're just floating there. So the strap's actually not in the right location to be holding the tank in. So But there's the tanks chrome too that comes with the truck. We have tanks chrome, which actually I'll get rid of this axle so you guys can see it better. So there we go. So here's the original, and then we have the tanks chrome. Then we have tanks paint. See there, and then we have the tanks paint too. You can see there, and then also we have the small chrome tanks for the day cab. So those will actually fit up there, which is very nicely done. I mean, you could add this in here, but it's going to clip through it, so there's no point. But if you do want to have this set up, this will work the best with it, like so. We'll go back in the paint, do that there. Alright, so now we're back in here. So here we do have, oh, that's tanks again. So I will change the tire on here as well. So I'm also going to do the heavy tire, the heavy wide Alcoa tire. And there we go. And I'm going to change this as well. Just do the standard Alcoa for these. And we'll change these out. So I just want to do this real quick before I move on. It is taking a little longer just because there's so many axles. So I do apologize for that. Alright, there we go. Alright, so moving on to the back. Up here we do have accessory lights option. So it does have the whole back option there to add lights all over the place. And the only two lights I'm actually going to add on here. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this real quick. So like I said, I do have Viper's lights in here, or Viper's truck in here. So these lights do show up if you do have it in. Once again, I will leave a list of how I have my mods in the description below. So you guys, if you want to put them in exactly how I do, that would be fine. Just so you don't have any confusion or have any hiccups with it, the truck messing up or anything. So it does work out really nicely. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do that. Alrighty, there we go. So there's all the lights there that I personally put on the back. Then here we have a headache rack. So there's a headache rack that you could choose. So here's headache rack number 2. And then there's the headache rack number 1 that you could choose there. Once again, like I said, if you do have Viper's truck in here like I do, you will get the option to add the lights. If not, you won't be able to, maybe unless you have some other truck in there, but I do have Vipers in there, so it does work out very nicely. But personally, I'm going to take off the rack. I don't really have a need for it, so just take it off. Scrolling onto the back now, we do have rear fenders, so we have the double chrome. If you do have just the normal push axle here, it will just be single chrome and plastic, well, one of the plastics. But if you do have the quad axle like I do, you will have a double chrome. You can see there. Now I do want to say that these are a little high, so they really should not be this high. They actually need to be lower down, as you can see, where they should normally be down here. So they just look a little funky, a little out of place, but I mean they do work, but it's just then they need to be fixed. But that's all I'm gonna say. Then we have plastic, so we'll just have the plastic single one there. We have the plastic double. You can see there. I wish it was painted and not actually plastic. And then we have the single chrome, which will just go over the push axle lift, or the push lift axle, I should say. But I'm actually gonna take them off just because I don't want to have just because they're up a little higher. It just bugs me a little bit, and it'll actually bother me personally. But that's my personal preference on that. So I just wanted to point that out. But moving on, we do have the airlines. So we do have the box close, which is actually all the way back here. Because if you do have the sleeper, this is where it would be. Then we have the stand close. So the stand's back a little farther than that. And I'm actually going to go with the stand because most day cabs that I've seen personally do have a stand back here. Um, Unfortunately, there's no option to have the airlines on the back of the cab. So the stand will work out nicely. Moving on to the fenders here, we only have 5 different fenders, which is okay. So we have the chrome full fender. So is the chrome one, and I do want to say it does have the reverse. These aren't actually brake lights; they're just normal running lights that I have noticed. And then you have your turn signal lights. Then you have the full fender paint. It says half fender chrome, but it's actually a quarter fender. And then we have, it says another half fender chrome, but it's actually another quarter fender. Then the actual quarter fender is the half chrome fender. So you do see that there. Alright, so I'm going to actually leave it with the quarter, well, actually the half fender chrome. So I'm going to leave it like that. Moving on to the plates on the back, so you do have the custom style, which you could leave on there, but there's no mud flap, or you'd have to choose the full paint or chrome fender, and it will have the 3 lights on there like I mentioned before. We do have the new style, which is like this, which you guys have seen before, and the old style from Viper. I will say, if you do pick the new style, the brake lights are actually down here on these 4 lights here on the plate. And then up here where they would actually be brake lights, the person actually made them into just running lights. So they're not actual brake lights there. The brake lights are down here. Not too sure why they did that, because normally these would be the running lights, but it is what it is. There's nothing I could really do about it. So I'm just going to leave that on there as is. Moving on to the side here, we still have our side mirror that we can put on the side, like so. Alright, so I believe that's everything with the truck itself, accessory-wise, besides steering wheel on the inside. So we will be moving on to the inside of the accessories. So here's the interior. So they went ahead and did the custom colors here on the gauges, which is okay. I preferably have them white or whatever, or orange. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's fine. But down here we can change the steering wheel. Now, like I said before, you do have to have the creations pack, unless you are just going to be stuck without a wheel. So if you already, I'm not going to go through them because a lot of people by now do know what they are and have seen them already. But I'm just going to pick the pinion polyurethane steering wheel like so. Uh, and over here we have an adjust seat, and then it says Juliet. But there's nothing there that shows up. I don't know if you have to have a pack in here or not, but I guess you can have a little passenger, but personally I don't want that in there. So we'll just leave that as it is, without anything there. But other than that, let's just keep looking around. I believe that is everything. We could add a GPS over here. So we have the TomTom Trucker 6500 GPS, so we could have that over here. There is a little GPS that does pop out of the radio over here, but it's very small and far away, so it'll be a little harder to see. But you can have this in here, which I will personally just leave that in there. So that is everything with the truck. So we will go ahead and confirm this, and we will trade in. Alright, so we'll skip the cutscene. We'll actually fix our mirrors here real quick. Let's see. Move that over there, like that. Alright, that's as far as we can go. Actually, we're going to move our seat up some, like that. And then go back to this. Alright, so we can go to 6. Small left one there. And do a small right one. It's a little hard to see, but just move the mirror down like that. There we go. Alright, so I will go on the outside now. We'll actually put up the axles so you guys can see that in action. Get rid of that. Whoop. So you can see that there. Put them back down. Just to show you that the steer axle is actually functionable, so it does work. And to the right. So we'll put it back up. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and start the truck up. Alright, we'll do the lights now. So there's the lights. So there's the license plate, like I was saying. I thought it was on the bottom. It's actually on the top. So where I had it at before, where it was perfectly in the middle, the size sign was actually going through the license plate, which you could actually leave it where it's at, move the over and the load sign up if you wanted to, but I would just leave it how it is. But you can see all the lights do work, which is very, very nice. We got the lights in the back there, which is a little hard to see, but they are on. And we'll put on the headlights there. You can see that they work. Got the high beams. Do the wipers here. So it's the first one. Maybe the only one. We'll go on the inside here. Alright. So there's the first setting. Second setting. Seems to be a little faster. And then we have the third setting. So while we're in here, I will say, like I said before, so here's your GPS on the left hand side if you do decide to add it in, and then there's the tiny, tiny little GPS down there. So I would highly recommend, if you do this, if you do purchase this truck for driving, I will highly recommend that you put the TomTom Trucker 6500 GPS in here, only because that one way over there is so tiny. Alright, back on the outside, so we have the turn signal. So there's the left turn signal, which you can see functions very nicely. The ones on top of the cab that I added work very nicely, and on the back side. And we'll do the right ones while we're back here. So there's the right side. They work up top and on the bumper itself. Alright, we'll do the horn. So here's, I believe it's the air horn. And then we have the normal horn. So you can hear the difference between those two. So they work very, very nice, and I do like this sounds a lot. Now, this is the final part of the review where I will drive down the street and then loop back around. So we'll do the inside sounds and then we'll do the exterior sounds. Alright, so that was the inside sounds. I will put the lift axles down just to show them in action. Just to show you guys that they are functionable and they do work. As soon as we get the green light here. So I do like this day cab personally a lot. I really do like it, and I do like this quad setup with the axles. It's very unique, and it's something that I know some people would, enjoy having. So figured I'd do a review on it for you guys. Seems that this always happens. This is a truck every time I go to turn. I don't need to worry about that. You guys can't see that even whenever you put the Jake brake on, actually turn the lights off here, when we hit the brake, that they don't actually show up, like I said before, on the actual mud flaps themselves. It is on the plate on the backside. Alright, lights back on here. Alright guys, so that's the conclusion of the Peterbilt 379. Like I said, Viper did help with this, Pinga did help with this, Siberius helped with it, Creechbomb helped with the sounds, and Mindset01 also helped with it. Those are new credits. Like I said, I do not have the old credits of the people that helped. I am terribly, terribly sorry. The person that posted this in the mod group said that it's in the readme file. I extracted it, and there I have not seen no readme file. If I do come across it, I will put your credits in the description below. So don't you worry about that. I don't have no one saying, "Oh, well, you didn't put me in here," or "You didn't credit me for this," and all that. I will credit you if you did help with this truck. So just I will put that out there. So don't be, as soon as you see this video, "Oh, well, you didn't put me in this." Watch the video. I will put that in there. Just watch the video. And like I said, I'm terribly sorry. I wish I could add everyone in here, but I'm only adding the people that I actually have access to. I don't know what happened with the README file. Why it didn't come through. Uh, so I want to apologize for that. But I will put all, like I always do. I will put all others involved. The creator and all that did help with this will be all underneath the credits. So if I didn't mention anyone, you still get credit for the truck. So, once again, guys, this has been Xatter here. If you are new to the channel, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I did ask before New Year's, whenever I did the Mac Pinnacle, I believe we were 295 subscribers, and I said, hey, let's see if we could hit 300 subscribers before the New Year. And a few, weeks before that, I was actually not gaining that many subscribers. But after that video, I gained quite a few, bit more. So I'm up to, I believe, 334 now, and it's almost 3 weeks later. So I do appreciate it a lot, guys. It does mean a lot. I also want to apologize again that I haven't been posting as frequently as you guys would have liked. Once again, it's content, personal time for myself, work, and I've just been exhausted with work. So I do apologize a lot. But when something like this comes out, I do want to make a mod review on it. And this is something really unique, and I definitely wanted to get it out to you guys. It just was released yesterday. So once again, the name of the group is in the description below. This is the American Mods Nation group. So if you're not already joined to them, I would suggest that you guys go and join them. Go to the search bar, just type in Peterbilt 379 version or V 2.5, and this should come up immediately. So I will leave that down there. Once again, guys, this has been Exciter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.